Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video, well, I am going to watch the content reveal for the next patch of Path of Exile 1. Now, I have not seen anything at all. I just turned on the computer just recently. I drive my wife to work, drive my kid to school, and now I'm back at home. I have around 1 hour before I get to work myself. So yeah, I'm just going to watch the content reveal, and then maybe later I'll try to do like a summary video or something. Yeah. Let's just get straight into it. By the way, I am having a random guy's stream on Path of Exile. I see this small streamer, and I just decided to watch them for just getting the freaking the reward, the Twitch drop for Path of Exile. So he's going to be muted in the background. The main thing is going to be this. Now, again, I have not watched anything, so this is going to be the first time for me. And probably I'll just give some random thoughts as well, as usual.
Hi,
Yap
I'm
thought.
Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games.
Hi, Jonathan.
Welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage, which is coming out 1 week from now on March 6th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream.
Yep.
So you'll
This
be able
looks
to claim
pretty
your
cool,
Mirage
right?
weapon
This looks
effect by
pretty
following
cool.
the instructions below. Now, first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile.
So if you want that, you
Mirage.
just go and turn on a stream on Path of Exile category, pretty much.
They were bound to
For like an
suffer,
hour or something.
but not to suffer.
To suffer.
The Aphrodite sought our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them, and you will be granted a wish.
I wished. Player in Mirage have Soul Eater. That's cool. 80% more rarity in item found. Okay, this is going to be pretty good. I would imagine there will be something for quantity as well, and also, you know, a couple others that's related to loot. 3 additional Atlas bosses. Yeah. Okay. Wait. That is. Wait. Sorry. This is a skill that is very near and dear to my heart. This is the first skill that I played that looks like this. It is sweep, right? Is it sweep with a skin or something?
An ancient evil yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that was cool. That's cool. This one is cool. He ripped off his fucking head, put it on a stick, and create a weapon with it. Jesus, that's insane. That's good. Holy sweep. So there is a new skill. Holy sweep. So is anybody going to use the old sweep? Holy sweep. Wait. Supported by level 1. Oh, wait. Imbued gem. Okay, so this probably is like a new league mechanic kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Wait. Corrupted. Oh, or it's just a new... Probably it's the league mechanic thing. Okay, sorry. I will stop pausing too much. New holy skill. Yeah, holy sweep is probably one of them. Exceptional support. Okay, keep her to core. Keep her to core. Atlas refractured. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, this one we already kind of know, right? So the Scion is going to get a new ascendancy. So I think this is pretty cool, and probably myself. And probably a lot of players is going to try the Scion. Just because it is new. Okay. Cool. Mirage. The Mirage.
In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima. There are also significant in-game changes coming alongside Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game Atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match.
Yeah.
After that, we want to talk about the slew of new Holy Templar skills and supports, as well as an additional
I
ascendancy
think
class option
my
added to the
face
Scion,
should
which some
be
of
in
you
the
may find
corner
familiar.
here.
Next, we'll cover our new supporter packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM NZT
Okay, that's about
or
right.
2 PM PST. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Afarud, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land. Instead, they seek their sovereignty through darker means. The
Did he say darker memes?
Afarud have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them,
That's
sapping their energies for
pretty weird.
purposes unknown. You must fight your way past the Afarud's necromantic creations
Sure.
to find the captive Jinn.
For sure.
Here, Varashta, an ancient Mariketh sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them. After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the Astral Realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn. Now, when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally. Hold tight, because this league mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment
We'll
the
see
magic
that.
of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are modifiers
Wait,
that will apply to the Mirage.
wait, what the fuck? Portal Scroll and Wisdom Scroll in Mirage area instead drop as other currencies. This is pretty... Now, I don't know... Probably it will still be weighted, right? So it would just increase the number of currency dropped. Then you probably will have a lot of transmute, augmentation, alteration. That is kind of like my guess. But if it have a equal chance of dropping every currency, that would be too OP. Still, it should be a pretty significant amount of extra currency dropped, right? Like 1 out of 10 scrolls is going to be turning into a Chaos or an Exalt or something, probably. Some packs in Mirage are replaced with monster convert random equipment to gold. This is whatever, kind of whatever. But it can convert into something else, maybe. More maps found. Okay.
Area, and have some pretty potent outcomes. There are wishes that
If I
grant
understand this
extra
correctly,
rewards,
this
such
indeed
as the
is
wish for
pretty
glyphs,
freaking
which
big.
causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the Mirage to instead
Because
drop
this
as
is like
other
an
currencies.
extra layer multiplier to the loot,
Or
pretty much.
Wishes that will spawn
That happens
rewarding
inside
enemies,
the league content.
such as the Wish for Avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies that convert their equipment drops to gold. And wishes that can grant you extreme power while inside the Mirage, such as the Wish for Souls or the Wish for Godhood, which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies,
I mean,
or make you completely unkillable.
I mean,
While within the
it's
Mirage,
just
of
power,
course.
right? Normally, people will take the loot. I think.
Each wish is also marked with the sigil
Most people will take
of
the
one
loot.
of 3 powerful Jinn. The Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn, or Water Jinn. Depending on the sigil chosen, monsters within the affected Mirage will have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies.
Ooh.
A coin of knowledge, coin of power, a coin of
Knowledge. Level 20 skill gem imbued with a random intelligence. Oh, it's just intelligence, strength, and fucking dexterity. Okay.
coin of power, or
Okay,
coin of skill.
okay.
Each of these coins can be used on a max leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used.
Okay, so that is a level 1 support gem. Yeah, I think level 1 support gem here is probably going to be better than a level 21 skill gem, right? Because level 21 skill gem, depending on the gems, it is like anywhere from 7 to 15% more damage for spells. But if you just do this and you get like a random like level 1 good support that you are going to use, it is easily like 20% plus more damage. So probably this is going to be better than 2120.
Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time.
Yeah, but it's also very
meaning you
randomized.
cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor.
I think we
As
should
an
be
example.
having quite a bit
That's
of those
one of the
currency.
rewards,
Probably.
But let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
Okay, cool.
Once you've made your choice of wish,
That's like an
enter the
extra
Mirage
link,
and fight your way through
like
the
an
monsters
extra
and
weaker
astral
link
hazards
at level 1.
to find
But
the
still,
tether
it is a
holding
link.
the Djinn.
So
Shatter this chain to free the Djinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Djinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Djinn. Mirages created
Yep.
from an endgame map,
Yep.
for instance, will have all scale,
I understand
atlas,
this. I understood
and map
this
modifiers
correctly.
the area had.
Yep. So we will have
Mirages
the
created
original
next to a strongbox
modifiers of the
will have
map,
a
and
new
then
strongbox
also
ready for you to open.
an additional multiplier on top with the
Lights can be
Mirage.
defended again.
So it will be pretty insane.
Legions
That
fight
is
once
the
more,
assumption.
and so on. Effectively, you get a portion of your map to play a second time.
If this
And
worked, by the
everything you
way,
did to enhance
if this worked on like league mechanics, like freaking Alpha Temple, those kind of thing, if the Alpha appear in the league mechanic and then you have the bonuses from the Mirage into the Alpha Temple, that can be pretty stupid, alright? Because, you know, people have been juicing a couple of things and Alpha Temple is one of them. Yeah, it's just going to multiply the loot by quite a lot. Maybe ground loot is actually back. Maybe.
the content of that map.
Maybe the
applies in the Mirage too.
calandrification stopped.
These
this
recreated
league.
copies of League mechanics,
Maybe.
however,
Just
have
maybe.
been warped into reality by the power of the Mirage.
Yes, I
And
watched
this has some
Snap
side
video.
effects.
I already
For
watched
one,
it.
a recreation may not be perfect. The factions of a legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied. Or, the variety of strongboxes may change. More importantly, the mechanic may be empowered, with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage. For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages
I should
will
not have
new
paused.
threatening modifiers
He
added to the
basically
usual.
answered my
Restless
assumption
ground can raise slain enemies
right
to fight
after.
again, or quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
Hey, ultimatum.
As a reward for these new threats, Mirage ultimatums
Ultimatum
will provide the
AFK,
new
it is.
Sinistral or dextral catalysts. These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers. As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here. Another example is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a thaumaturgic hourglass.
That looks pretty cool.
A powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of thaumaturgic dust.
Okay.
Light encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufarud enemies, infested with blight. This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Ooh! Holy shit, this belt is so good! I mean, the belt slot is already very packed, right? So it's not like this is a huge thing for endgame. For endgame, probably you will be running Headhunter, you'll be running Mage Blood, but this is pretty good compared to any other rare belts, even the Abyssal one.
As a quick note, Imprisoned Djinn will generally be
Damn,
near the content they can
GG's
empower
showing a
in the
good
Mirages.
build.
so you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with
With
where
the
your
shrine,
content
okay.
generates in an area. As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the gym. So your campaign experience will double down on being more action-packed and rewarding.
Okay, cool then. Cool.
Now, of course, if you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and slaying them, you can expect to find some new
Okay,
uniques.
new unique. This one is the one that
The Upper
I
Road
really
are not
care
only
about.
torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Mariketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact, an ancient and exquisite Mariketh blade
Poison
that
enemy,
has been
strike
tarnished
poison
and
on enemy,
befouled.
inflict 3 poison on the
Its
same
rusted
target,
and jagged
so
edge
4 poison
is
per
perfect
hit.
for
When
poisoning
you inflict
and
poison with
withering
the
your
best
enemies.
wither.
However,
Okay,
Varashta has
that
in her
is
command
kind
the
of shit.
power to restore these once lost
That weapon is
Mariketh
kind of shit.
treasures to their former
I'm not gonna
glory.
lie, that weapon is shit.
Acquiring a
Dog
coin
shit.
of restoration by slaying monsters
Dog
in
shit.
Mirages allows any unique obtained from the Upper Road to be
Restoration.
transformed into its
Ooh.
Mariketh counterpart, its glorious original form.
Okay.
Flesh Render, for example, transforms into Sky Sunder, the original Mariketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun.
Wait, what? Ignites you cause a reflected back to you, so self-ignite. 50% less duration of ignite you inflict. 50% less duration. That is pretty bad. Ignite you inflict with this weapon spread in 2.8 meters. Holy, wait. 2.8 meter is insanely big. 2.8 is an insanely big AoE actually. Normally the Ignite Proliferation gem, Ignite Proliferation, is 1.8 meter. And the normal like elemental proliferation is 1.5 meter. So this is like almost double. Unaffected by Ignite as well. That's cool. That's really cool. I like this one. 35 damage over time multiplier. That's helpful. 100% fist converted to fire. That's pretty okay as well. That's pretty good as well. Okay. Self-ignite. Now we don't need to use the fulcrum. Now we don't need to deal with the self-chill, self-freeze, self-shock. We don't need to deal with any of those. We can just use this thing. Chieftain is eating good. Even though, 50% less duration is going to be pretty painful. We kind of want to have our ignite duration to be longer, right? So this can be a little bit painful to build around. Because the ignite duration being longer means we don't have to reapply the ignite very often. For mapping, it should be okay, but sometimes when it comes to bosses, you want to retain the big ignite from the chieftain, then this is going to be pretty annoying to deal with. And it's less. It is less, by the way.
Sky
It's
Sunder
not
reflects that
reduced.
ignite back to you, which prolifferates to nearby enemies in a massive
50%
area.
less. That is the only
If you
one thing that I
meddle with the
hate from that
affairs of the
weapon.
Upper Road for too
Other
long,
than that,
you
wonderful
may draw
thing.
the ire of
Beautiful
the Mirage
item.
League's new in-game boss, Suresh of the Weeping Black.
Okay, that guy is cool.
Suresh also has a set of powerful, exclusive items.
You have Diamond Shrine buff well affected by no flask. Okay, no flask is a big downside. You have Resistance Shrine buff well affected by no flask. Holy shit, that can be really good actually. That can be pretty good actually. Diamond Shrine is always crit, regardless of what you do to your crit chance. Your crit chance can be like 1% and it will always crit. Resistance Shrine is just going to give a lot of resistance and some maximum resistance as well. So that is pretty good. So basically Resistance Shrine is equal to like probably not equal to a Mage Blood with 3 resistant flask, but it is like 2/3 of it. Maybe a little bit more than half of it, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure about the Resistance Shrine. But this thing is pretty good. I think this thing is pretty good. You can do a lot with the Diamond Shrine. And Resistance Shrine does help with gearing by quite a lot. Also, give maximum resistance is really good for tankiness. Diamond Shrine, yeah, we can use Marilyn Fallacy for the amulet for a lot of crit multi, and maybe some kind of just anything that gives you a lot of crit multi and you have like quite a lot of damage. I think this is a pretty good belt. Pretty interesting downside as well.
Yours for the taking.
I'm not sure if it's going
if
to
you're
be
able to defeat
better than everything. Okay, so if this one, by the way, if this one is the new belt base, that'll be a lot better. But it is also a leather belt. If it is the belt, the base that come with the leak mechanic, which I think makes sense, but maybe that is too powerful or something. I don't know.
So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills. Some holy skills. In 328, you'll have access
They
to
have
a slew of new
one skill
options
that they
to bring
kind
divine
of
devastation
have a
and
6-second
return the
video
faithless to
on.
their rightful graves.
It's a slam skill
We're
of some
also
sort.
introducing some supports to go with them.
I think
as well
it
as some
is
new
like a
transfigured
cooldown, big
gems.
cooldown skill, or you
Let's
need to
go over a
bypass
few
the cooldown with like a
examples.
charge or something.
With holy hammers,
Is
you
this
slam
one?
the
Is this
ground
one?
to call down a hammer of
Wait,
justice from the
it's
sky.
no cooldown.
If
Oh!
this hits an enemy, an additional holy hammer will cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause cascading slams. The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment. Sweep.
Okay, sweep. Okay. He's talking about sweep, which I'm really interested in. But what the fuck did we just see? What the hell is that skill? That holy slam shit is OP as fuck. Look at that. Holy shit. The new... Basically, it causes explosion, which, if you hit an enemy with that explosion, it will cause more explosion. And that more explosion can cause more explosion. So if your slam one-shot the enemy, you will one-shot the whole screen. Pretty much, if you have enough damage. You will one-shot everything that is connected to each other. Holy shit, that is insane. That is actually just insane. What the hell? Is GG allow... GGG seems to allow fun this time around. Seems to allow fun this time around. I think that skill is going to be crazy, right? And chances are it is gonna be one of the meta or the skill that most people is going to use on League Start. It's new, and if the number doesn't suck ass, that is pretty freaking crazy. Right? If the number doesn't suck, that is absolutely insane of a skill. It's basically Smite on steroid. Pretty much. Like, insane AoE. Holy shit.
Is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile, over 15 years ago.
Literally my very first skill that I used when I started playing Path of Exile, like in 2011. Literally the first skill.
With 328, it has been reworked into Holy Sweep.
Oh, so they're
This skill
replacing
converts
it.
some of your physical damage to lightning, with shiny new effects to match.
Oh, cool.
Some enemies struck by the initial sweep will
It will have
the
hammer of light thing.
These hammers cause area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts.
Okay, this is pretty cool compared to the original one. But, you know, let's face it, the previous skill is so much better. What the fuck? The previous skill is so much better. You just need to build some power charge generation, which is the easiest charge to get in the game. Just need to... Holy shit.
Armament. A glowing mace that follows you closely. These weapons are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike themselves whenever you do. These holy armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to deal their damage.
That skill is
Stand
pretty
against
cool,
your
I think.
foes
It's
with
just a
Shield
bunch of
Light,
extra damage.
a retaliation skill which will allow
Looks
you to
cool.
unleash a
Looks
cone
cool
of
too.
holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield.
Retaliation. Nah.
Additional cones
Retaliation,
of light
no,
will
no,
also
no, no.
pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to
That is
recruit your
pretty
holy
cool,
army
actually.
to create purging light. Divine Blast emits a beam of holy light from your shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward with divine power.
I'll say this, if this skill is not a projectile, it's shit. If it is a projectile, it's pretty good.
Hallow supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame. Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage, but only those who did not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it. Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more
So just put it on a minion, and then you will deal more damage, right?
supportive playstyle with your army of holy sentinels. Or friends, when they're online. We've also added sources of this debuff to a number of other places, such as unique items,
Yeah, these are pretty
cluster
trash.
jewels,
Okay.
and the Guardian Ascendancy
Medium
class.
cluster jewel. Okay. Inflict Hallowing Flame on melee hit. You can inflict +1. Okay, so normally it should be 1 maximum, right? 10% physical extra lightning for each of your Hallowing Flame. That's removed recently up to 80%. That is 80% fist as lightning. That's pretty insane, actually. Hallowing Flame is removed once attack is benefit. 25% of physical extra fire damage. So one stack of Hallowing Flame is 25% fist as extra fire. This node is going to be pretty good if you have something with Avatar Fire. So, because Hallowing Flame cannot be triggered by the person who applied the debuff. So the Templar, if it applied the Hallowing Flame, it is not going to have the benefit of it. It cannot proc the Hallowing Flame. Okay, the way I understand is this one is, right? The way I understand this node is, you inflict Hallowing Flame on melee hit, but if you use another skill that is not a melee skill, it can be a range attack or it can be a spell, then you are not going to inflict that Hallowing Flame yourself as a Guardian. You can use your minion or any other means to apply the Hallowing Flame, and then you can proc the Hallowing Flame. And so you will be getting up to 80% of fist as extra lightning. And then you also are going to have, like, consistently, if you can apply the debuff fast enough, you are going to have 2 stack of Hallowing Flame on enemy. Oh, you can inflict 2 stack. That's pretty rough. So maybe just 1 stack. I don't know. Just 1 stack, then you have 25% more. That is 105% physical as extra something. And if you use freaking Avatar Fire, you can convert everything into fire for scaling and, you know, all this kind of good stuff. Yeah, maybe that is doable. It is a little bit weird, but maybe, you know, you just don't apply the stack for yourself and you use your minion or whatever, maybe party member or something else to inflict the Hallowing Flame. And yeah, you are a Guardian and you can gain a lot of extra damage from this node. Maybe, just maybe.
We also have another batch of new transfigured gems,
Okay.
with many of these being variants for gems which previously had none.
I think I might
example
need
is
to
the
speed
Shockwave
this up a
Totem of
little bit.
Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own.
Okay, that's
You
cool.
might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms
2
walk
second
directly
cooldown.
to targets
Huh.
when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so. This gives you a mobile storm of destruction that follows
Oh, you
as
only
dive
have 1
into battle.
orb.
We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes.
This is probably not a main
Speaking
skill.
of the patch notes,
Probably
as
not
always,
a main
we'd
skill.
love to shake up the meta. So we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well, such as a pass on bloodline classes, expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree, and various improvements.
This is very obvious. They are doing a little bit of testing for the Templar class to come in next POE, by the way. Very, very obvious. We are going to have some iteration of the holy stuff and also a little bit of like passive stuff like that for the Templar in POE 2. This is a test for that. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Existing holy themed skills such as static strike.
We might have that as the
holy
next
flame
skill.
totem, and dominating
We might have that as the we might have the Templars the next class in PoE 2. I call it here.
blow.
Dom blow.
We're also
okay.
doing our
Very
usual
cool.
improvement to some of the least played ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian.
Your crit is lucky. Damage hitting you is unlucky. Damage when hits is unlucky. Huh?
Usual improvement to some of the least played ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian and Warden.
25 damage taken on each type of spell hit per Bard. I don't think anyone is going to use this. I'm just going to say this right now.
Speaking of ascendancies, let's talk about the
Yeah, this is the big one.
New Reliquarian ascendancy class. For those that have played the Legacy of Freesia events,
I think it's just a new Scion Ascendancy, right? So we still have the old Scion Ascendancy. We still have the Ascendant. Now we have another one.
this
Because
class will
normally
seem
the
familiar.
Scion only have
The
one.
Reliquarian is a learned Scion that is studying
One
the
Ascendancy
history of
class.
the
Now we have a
Oriathans.
two.
She is a
We
part
have
of a
another
secret
one.
society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers come from these unique items, found from
Yeah,
throughout
it's,
Reclast.
this is the
After
Freesia one.
ascending, first select the power of a unique
It's the
armor.
Freesia one. I like it. I like
Tario's
it.
influence increases the
I
level of all
like
your
this
auras.
class in the Freesia events as a concept, and I think it is worth doing it in the actual game, main game. So
And gives
I
you
like
a
this
much
one. I
larger
like
area
this
of
one.
effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental
The aura
resistance
notes
against
there
incoming
is
hits.
pretty powerful.
Next, pick from a unique weapon power. Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver. Or Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your Crown Jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or
Increase
take
area of
Astromantis,
effect.
simply-
Wait. Oh, this is going to be a fun note. This is a really fun note. It literally transforms a lot of builds. So normally I think we got the Astral Projector with 25% reduced AoE or less AoE or something, which is pretty annoying. We want a big AoE, right? This is 25% increased AoE. So this is pretty good. We can use a lot of Nova spell like where we click instead of around the character. I like this one a lot.
spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astromantis, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes.
Yeah,
Due to all
60.
the ways you can mix
I don't think 60
and
attributes
match
are going to
unique
cut it.
powers, the Reliquarian has more
Hey, this one is
flexibility in how you
this
build
one is one of them.
compared to any other
This
ascendancy class
is
in the
the
game.
Nova. This
Our
is
plan
for
going forward is
sure.
the Reliquarian to not be a
Yep.
static ascendancy
This is
class.
Dark
And
Pact.
between each expansion, the
Dark
unique
Pact
powers
is
that you
a
offer
very
will
cool
change.
skill, but
If you don't like
underused.
what she offers this expansion, hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique
But
item
this
the
one
next
looks cool. This one looks
Time
definitely
to move
cool.
on to the end game.
Self-cast,
With this expansion,
self-sacrifice
we're aiming
Dark
to
Pact.
liven up the endgame, giving players
Very,
new
very cool.
experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks. Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps, without interfering with the beloved core experience that has made mapping so successful.
In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story. How she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it. In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward: to destroy the Atlas. Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely.
To explain how this changes your interaction
Zana
with
is
the
an
Atlas, we
insane
first want to
character, by the
establish
way.
some context
I
while
mean,
having a bit of a
insane
trip
in the
down
way that
memory
is
lane.
insanely good
27
character.
expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, the War for the Atlas, we had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions.
We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps.
The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas. As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click Activate, and you're good to go. That Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map.
So, this is basically the same as Waystone in POE 2, but my only concern is the number of clicks that you need to do to open the map. So if they have an option to allow you to remember the previous map and then just keep running that, that will be very good. And if they just use this exact system as the new endgame system in POE 2, where you just have a like number of names of maps and then you just choose one of them and run. So you can run one map over and over and over again. That will feel great for endgame players. That will feel great.
You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
Not pre-watch.
This is one of the many benefits to this change.
I swear,
If
not
you're the type of
pre-watch.
player who enjoys training the same map over and over, or
Okay.
the type of player who prefers to jump around,
Oh.
it is equally
I
easy
need to
use
stop
either
pausing,
strategy,
man. I need to
even
stop
switch between
pausing.
them
What the
at a
fuck?
moment's notice. For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards,
Yeah?
and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and
Oh.
spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency. Up until now,
Ooh.
this would have
Oh.
required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favorite maps to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading. You'll also notice that the structure
That
of the
is-
Atlas has changed. If you haven't played it,
That is a
here's look
huge
at it
W
before
change.
and after.
Insane change.
You will now begin
That
to
also means they can like simplify the map tab
center of the Atlas, with each corner housing one of 4
and they can
void
stack
zone slots.
maps together,
In
I
addition,
think.
all content
Oh,
accessed
no,
from
they
your
still
map
have
device
modifiers,
now
right?
exists physically on the Atlas.
They still have
So
modifiers.
you can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War.
Cool.
This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time.
What?
Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum of 10.
Okay.
Given there are
Okay.
around 20 unique maps,
Okay,
you only need to
okay.
complete the half you want.
Oh, Untainted Paradise.
Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points.
I liked
These have
it.
been moved to new places, and actually, you can get more than before.
Mmm.
Due to Zana's actions, Egan now has a new goal and is determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use of a mysterious new discovery, arcane astrolabes. Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas,
that-
a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant,
Is that
affecting
fucking
many of the maps
compass?
within it.
It
There are
is
many different kinds of
compass.
astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions.
It is compass.
For example,
Can it overlay
an abyssal
though?
region, which causes
Can it
all maps to
overlap?
have
Can it
an
overlap?
additional abyss.
Can
Or
it
a
overlap?
blighted region, which
If
adds a
it-
blight encounter.
Cannot overlap. Yeah, it seems like cannot
Completing the
overlap.
content
If
added by
it
the
overlap,
app
it
will
is
remove the
exactly
shaped region's
just
influence from
freaking compass.
Upon doing so,
Which we
every
have
other map
before.
remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier. This
Okay.
means as you progress through the shaped region, maps you run will become more and more intense, with the relevant mechanic getting more and more juiced. Finally, at the end of the region of maps, once you have successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had. He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking. Each vault is associated with a specific quadrant on the atlas, so you're able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward. One such vault is the Archon's Vault, where you'll be rewarded with powerful unique items. Or the Zealot's Vault, to acquire valuable currency items. This new shaped region system is one that promotes running many different...
Where is my tank? Okay, where is my tank? Okay, I would need to do something here, a little bit here on my phone. It's not going to be
again. The synthesized stability keystone on the atlas tree enables exactly that.
Shape region.
With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be also good to mention some handy tips and tricks for quickly navigating the new atlas. When using the map device, the atlas defaults to your previously run map, so running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible. You can right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your atlas.
Oh, that's pretty big. Okay, cool. I'm done with my phone.
When you select a special area,
my wife is texting me something,
such as to fight at Zeri or open the domain of timeless conflict, if you have the fragments to access that in your inventory, it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot. That's the core of the new endgame, but there's a lot more endgame changes coming in 3.28. Let's blast through them.
Okay.
Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience, and we wanted to continue to minimize busy work so you can spend more time doing what you love, killing monsters and getting loot.
There is no filter, is criminal. No filter in the game is criminal. Look at how uneventful
We've removed cartographer's
and clusterfuck it is to run without a filter.
The loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places. Voidstones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your atlas.
That makes sense, actually.
Adding the new Originator Voidstone,
which
sense. Enables specific atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed. The bosses have been kept around, and they better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced. No more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills, and no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically. Petal skills in Originator maps have been removed. However, some of their effects are now available from the altars and memory threads. Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version of that thread, allowing you to save it for later or trade it at your leisure. We've added new scarabs, such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks. And for those of you looking to take on the ultimate one-on-one fight, the Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional will place a true antagonist-level rogue exile threat in your map.
Okay, somehow I find this one very, very fucking funny.
Possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine, this exile is not to be trifled with. Alongside that, we've also changed some, such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all
that might be the heart of a new juicing strategy. That might be the loot goblin.
We've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives, such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members to have a Fractured Veiled mod. Check out the new
Fractured Veiled mod. Whoa, 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 whoa! What Fractured Veiled modifier? So you unveiled it, it is a fractured modifier. Holy, that can be a pretty good way to farm bases and craft and start crafting. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. I think I like that one. It makes the veiled items like less useless. Because normally you unveil to gain the craft and then you remove the item. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Which means your maps on average will drop twice as many divination cards. But which ones can drop will be a mystery. And last, but not least, we've also made some changes to King's March shipping. Such as, we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops.
Huh?
I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favored resources. And you can even re-roll them for gold, if they're not offering what you're after.
Oh.
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making
Oh.
it easier to target the ones you want. Not to mention, the Kalgurans have discovered several new powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask, and the Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration. We mentioned earlier about the original.
Hey, I like this one. I like this
Voidstone,
change.
enabling access to exceptional supports.
Normally, every league, probably I will be able to send like 1 to 2 50 million shipments, so I don't really care about the reward overall for the shipment. But I think, you know, for the game itself, getting the currency reward flipped to using ores kind of make more sense, because you get ore from actually playing the game. You get corpses when you just set it up initially and then you just leave it. It will just generate like offline or AFK or idle style, just gaining the crops that way. So I think the better thing is to reward playing the game more. I mean, I don't know. This might be, you know, this might be liked by some people and, you know, disliked by some others.
So let's get into that.
But
as there's
for
a
me, I
decent
think it
amount
makes
to cover.
sense.
After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas. These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out.
Oh,
Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character, but there's existed a gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values. Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional
Okay.
late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life. One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices even at later levels and deep into the endgame. However, we are certainly not
this will enable a lot of cool shit. This support right here will enable a lot of cool shit. You can now reach a higher threshold of cooldown recovery rate than ever before. A lot of crazy shenanigans with cast when damage taken, cast on X thing, and, you know, maybe a bunch of cooldown skill that you want to use more often can be, you know, kind of playable or improved by a lot with this cooldown recovery support.
aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover,
Okay,
adding additional enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving
that's
players
cool.
extra reason to
Basically,
take on those
lineage
challenges.
support.
For
I think.
instance, from the King in the Mists,
Hex
we have the
Toad.
Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy cursed ground, which spawns toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode, dealing chaos damage.
Wait,
From the Uber Elder
wait,
towards
wait,
enemies and then
wait, this is too cool. Holy shit, I have to play with this. What? Support skill, create curse ground, base duration of 10 seconds. Enemies curse ground. Holy. Trigger toad every 1 second. Okay, so cast speed doesn't matter. Base radius is... Can we increase the curse limit? Because this thing, right? This thing is maximum 1 area of cursed ground. So I don't think Whisper of Doom or any means of increased curse on enemies is going to do it, because this is the cursed ground. It's not the curse on enemy. If we can improve that, it will be better. But yeah, this thing is a little bit rough, I'm not gonna lie. It's around 2.5k damage as a base damage. That is a pretty big number. But your cast speed is locked at 1 second. So it's 1 cast per second. But it's very cool.
explode, dealing chaos damage.
This is very cool.
From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support. which causes your raining attacks to create celestial storms of energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frost Mage support. Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells with extraordinary cold damage. We'll tease some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame is coming back. However, we do know that many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters. In order to address these concerns, we'll be making a number of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles.
Yep.
Meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear.
Fuck the walls.
In order to prevent that,
Removed it.
walls in hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage.
Okay, cool. That's
But we
okay.
also wanted to
That's
make sure
kind of
we
okay.
reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To
Okay.
allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows,
Yeah,
causing them
that's
to
good, that's
reliably
good.
chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones that allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want.
Oh, that's
Now that
good.
this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each Wombgift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats. Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single
That is
area.
actually pretty insane. If the tree is like fully, holy shit! If we have the full tree by Act 6, that is insane. Or we just have the slot and then we still have the points later. That would kind of make sense, more sense.
Maximum rocket.
Yeah.
Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples.
But I think, this league, I think we will be a little bit weaker early on, right? So, maybe from Act 1 and above, we don't have the tree, we don't have the extra XP from the craft and stuff like that. From the breach monster, maybe we will be weaker. Because so far, I don't really think that I saw a significant upgrade for the campaign, for the early campaign, coming from the league mechanic, the Mirage.
The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps. The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or high fortress, while the Breach Scarab of
That's
the
cool.
Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from Hive monsters in all subsequent waves. Graft items will no longer exist, but we've moved several of the graft skills to new exceptional supports,
Okay, that's
such as the
okay.
Hiveborn support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill. And the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them. We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers
That's pretty
also has to offer.
stupid.
From
Alright.
the new bosses and their blood.
That's pretty stupid because when you're recalling brands, the recall is actually automatable. So you can use automation support to just trigger it on cooldown. That's pretty cool.
line through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith,
I think Breach
the
might be
Highborn, and its Breach Lords in the
pretty.
future. That covers all the new content we're adding.
That might
and
be
that was a lot.
pretty
From a
profitable
new in-game system,
because now it's
several new
not
reward
everywhere.
types,
So
new
people who
introduced
do
maps,
Breach actually
all of which you can
might
double up in the
gain
new
currency
Mirage League,
from it
and
because
all
we
that
have
alongside
the
a suite of
Foulborn
holy skills, a new ascendancy
items,
class,
and we
an
get
insane
some of
amount
the
of new character
things.
customization in the in-game.
Maybe the
However,
gems, stuff
an
like that,
important
is
part of Path of
exclusive
Exile
from
expansions
the
is making sure
Keepers.
there is a continued effort to improve quality of life. So let's get into that now.
Yeah, quality of
You
life's
can
good.
now favorite trades on the currency exchange. This consists
Yeah,
of
this
selecting
is the
two
one that we
currencies
already
you want to be able
know.
to trade between with a single click, and setting them as a favorite trade. Favorite trades will appear by default on opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data. A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open. Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards, it will
100
automatically
bits.
be handed in to become the resultant item. If you then turn in another set immediately, the reward from the previous set will be transferred to your inventory directly, assuming there's enough free space to do so. Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which
Yeah, we
transfigured
already
gem of
knew
that
this
type
one.
you'd like to receive. The asynchronous trade item sale history is now hoverable,
Yeah, this is pretty
with
good.
full item
And
descriptions
we
of the
also
sold item.
already knew it.
When using divine orbs, you can now tell
Yeah,
exactly
we
which
knew this as well.
modifiers can be significant unspent tribute in an area, and all rituals are complete. And a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion. Also on the topic of ritual, you can now quick use vessels on completed rituals. Have you ever
That
tried
is
to
a
click
pretty
a
good
divine
one.
shrine
That's a really
surrounded
good
by
one.
enemies and find it extremely difficult to click? Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap.
That's good. That's really good.
Since
Really
324,
good
we've been looking
change.
to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 328 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the campaign, scattered across all 10 acts. Some of these reward some pretty useful stuff, so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side passages, chests, and encounters as you progress throughout Rayclast. We want most of these to be a surprise, but we'll show you just one. There is now a small central island in the Kardarei Fortress, all inhabitants of which will drop a basic
Yeah,
tattoo
we see
when
here
slain.
as well. We already see it.
Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new Zareta packs. Each tier contains the pack.
Okay, so normally I would watch this one as well, but I will watch it later because right now it's 9:01 and I am supposed to be at work at 9 sharp. So I'm already 1 minute late for work. So yeah, I'll need to leave now. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Probably is going to be some sort of like summary of all the things, including I will be watching Ziggy's interview as well, and then I will try to do a summarize of both this content reveal and then the Q&A for Ziggy. As per usual, every late I do that. Just to help myself as well to get the information together, to know the information. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.